Umaro, Sissoko, Embaló and Alassane Ouattara, two fraudsters of democracy. West Africa is the stage of a political tragedy where dictators cloak themselves in democracy only to violate it. Two men embody this cynical drift, Umaro Sissoko Embaló, an impostor at the helm of Guinea-Bissau, and Alassane Ouattara, the gravedigger of Côte d'Ivoire's institutions. Both have usurped power by manipulating their country's constitutions while pretending to be defenders of legality against the governments of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. Soon the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Guinea-Bissau will leave for Mali to meet the junta, and after that I will be there to discuss with our Malian brothers. I think that we will reach an agreement that will be very important so that we can finish with the transition in Mali, Guinea-Conakry, and Burkina Faso. I can also tell you, and it is already on the table, the creation of an anti-coup force. We are thinking about creating this force, and this will allow everyone to understand that we are in the 21st century, and that it is unacceptable, for still coups d'état. We cannot think that to reach the top of the state, it is by a fast track. No. As President Macron said, there are procedures to become head of state. We must all be Republicans. It is the people who have the right to sanction the leaders, and very often, the people are complicit at a certain level, but this is the way to proceed and not with military coups. Concerning Mali, I am sure and certain that we will find an agenda of the ECOWAS in accordance with the decision of the last summit in Accra. Their duplicity is blatant. While they were at the forefront of condemning military transitions and pushing for brutal sanctions against the Sahelian people, they themselves have shamelessly violated their own constitutions to cling to power. Sissoko Embaló, who was supposed to respect a parliamentary system, has turned into an autocrat willing to do anything to impose a third term. The tyrant Ouattara, on the other hand, has twisted the laws to force an illegal third term after locking down all institutions and now seeks to run for an even more illegitimate fourth term. But their fraud does not stop there. An official document from ECOWAS reveals an outrageous move by Embaló. He had a high-level mission expelled by force, a mission that was tasked with ensuring democratic elections in Guinea-Bissau. The same Embaló, who lectures others on democracy, does not hesitate to threaten and expel his own regional partners to tighten his grip on power. A behavior worthy of the most brutal dictators. Press statement of the ECOWAS high-level political mission to Guinea-Bissau. On the directive of the authority of the ECOWAS heads of state and government, the president of the ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Umaro, deployed a high-level political mission to Guinea-Bissau from 21 to February 28, 2025, to support efforts by political actors and other stakeholders to reach a political consensus on a roadmap for the conduct of inclusive and peaceful elections in 2025. The mission was jointly undertaken by ECOWAS and the United Nations Office for West Africa and the Sahel, UNOWAS. The mission was received in audience by the President of the Republic, Umaro Sissoko Embaló. It then held consultations with a broad range of national stakeholders, including the authorities, political actors, election management entities and civil society representatives, as well as bilateral, regional and international partners. The mission took note of the issues and concerns raised by the stakeholders during the consultations, and commends the commitment of all stakeholders towards political dialogue, to foster a broad consensus, on a roadmap for the conduct of legislative and presidential elections in 2025. The mission prepared a draft agreement on the roadmap for the conduct of legislative and presidential elections in 2025, and started presenting it to the stakeholders for their consent. The mission departed Bissau in the early morning of March 1, following threats by Umaro Sissoko Embaló to expel it. The mission will present its report to the President of the ECOWAS Commission, including its proposal on how to find a consensual roadmap for the conduct of inclusive and peaceful elections in 2025. The mission appeals to all stakeholders and citizens to continue to stay calm and uphold peace and tranquility in the country. Ambassador Bagudu Hers. Head of Mission. Bissau, March 1, 2025. As for the despot Ouattara, his complicit silence in the face of this grave act speaks volumes about his contempt for the institutions he claims to defend. He, who backed the harshest sanctions against Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, has nothing to say when another coup leader in a suit expels an ECOWAS mission from his territory. Double standards. A total scandal. West African people are not fooled. The real threat to democracy in the region does not come from transitional regimes, but rather from these illegitimate presidents who trample on laws at their convenience, use repression against their opponents, and collude with foreign powers to remain in power. Umaro, Sissoko, Embaló and Alassane Ouattara are the true gravediggers of democracy in West Africa. They have no legitimacy to lecture anyone. Sooner or later, their regimes, built on manipulation and repression, will collapse under the weight of their own hypocrisy. ECOWAS is me, it is you. As long as I, Umaro Sissoko Embaló, am president, the mission will not return here. When a mission from ECOWAS, the United Nations, the African Union, comes to a country, it comes with a roadmap and the President of the Republic of the host country validates this document. Our country has its rules. It will not be a banana republic. Some want to trivialize our institutions, but as long as I am here, no one will do it.
There I am with the President of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau.
Absolutely.
I am honored.
And I am the son of President Alassane Ouattara. Chris Yapi does not lie. Find Chris Yapi on his 2 YouTube channels, his Rumble channel, his TikTok, X, Instagram, VK and Threads accounts.